Good morning. David and I are here at Power Strength for another workout. Today we're gonna be doing the upper body. Shoulder dominant, always, because we're always trying to row these shouldies. But today I'm dry scooping. I just spit, I'm pretty sure. Might need to get slow-mo on that one. I'm taking my megawatt. So I'm back to working with First Form, which I'm so excited about, so I can share product knowledge. But I'm gonna be dry scooping, because do you remember last time I dry scooped with you, David? I don't need a full scoop. Listen, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be putting in work because I already had my coffee. Ow, I just hit the mic. I'm gonna warm up my shoulders with some Arnold's, but I'm gonna use plates. So I'm just gonna grab 10-pound plates and just warm up this way, and then we're gonna go heavy with the bar. Which this is like the worst. I can never film this for you guys. I always shoot leg days because what is this angle? You know what I mean? It's always ugly. So I'm glad David's here to make it pretty. Ooh, these feel freaking good, especially standing. When I use the plates, I feel it more in my rear delt because I have to keep my hands from falling forward. So I really like it, especially since rear delt's kind of often neglected and the reason why most people injure their shoulders. Ooh, front delts are burning too. Okay, then I'm gonna take it this way. I lean over just slightly and I extend out, but I'm tight against my rib cage. I'm not letting my elbows go anywhere. Just using my rear delt. So I took a mental health day yesterday, which was like really needed, but like I didn't even honestly know what a mental health day was until yesterday. When my friend, a very good friend, can you move a little bit so I can see myself in the mirror? We have to actually work out here. But I did, I took a mental health day and he challenged me. He asked me, he was like, what gets you back to your roots? And I'm like, I don't remember, like, I don't know. You know what was a giant sign for me was that the only thing I could think of that made me happy was like either work related or other people related, like helping other people. And that was like a really big sign to me that I needed to get back to not there. I needed to go somewhere else. So for me, it was like outdoors. Like I made myself a coffee, I journaled. Journaling was, if you want to find a safe space anywhere, get a journal and freaking journal because that was life-changing. But I went to Lou Gardens, and if you've ever been to Lou Gardens, it's just like a giant botanical garden, and I got an annual pass. It was like $50. It was like one day pass is 15, all day or all year is 50, so I got that. And so now I'm making it a point to go just for an hour and a half walk through there, journaling once a week. So I'm gonna do, for 60, I'm gonna shoot for like 7, 8. Oh, we got it. Really keeping my core tight. I lost track, I lost count. But we're gonna go. My left shoulder feels like it's firing more than my right. Let's go for one more. Let's re-rack. Let's rest. I'm gonna go up. Have you guys met my brother? You guys, I don't know if this is the first time you're on this channel, then it would be the first time you're meeting my brother, but my brother is my right-hand man. I don't trust many people with my content because I wanna make sure that the messages I want to portray, the image I wanna portray is exactly my interpretation. Not a lot of people do I trust with that yet. So it's really nice to have somebody that I can really trust when it comes to my content. Tell me that my life isn't insane and like I always freaking get signs. I went to Lou Gardens and then walked around and was like bawling my eyes out, like looking at the plants and just being like, why do I think that I have problems? Like I was like looking around, I'm like, man, like there's so much beauty in the world and like we get so stuck in our own mind thinking that things are so bad. And I'm just like looking around at all these plants, I'm like, you know what? Not a single plant is perfect. Not a single one is symmetrical. Not a single one is like, nothing about it is perfect. But yet we look at it and we think it's perfect and it is, right? So it's like, why do the same rules not apply to us? Like, why don't we let those rules apply to us? So I'm like, it always gives me perspective to be out in nature. Okay, am I ready? Let's see what's going on TikTok. I'm doing a TikTok live right now. If you don't follow me on TikTok, what you doing? Easy peasy. I just feel so overstimulated. The caffeine is coursing through my veins. It doesn't feel like I want to push something heavy. It just feels like I need to move fast. Okay, I always, before I start, I push myself deep into the bench. because then that tension that you're pushing back against the bench is gonna help you lift. My left shoulder be doing a lot of work though. Okay. Ooh, feels good. Okay. 2. That one went a little bit in front of me. Let's go for one more. 7. One more. I'm gonna go for 8. Okay, not too shabby. I thought I was gonna get like 4. Damn, I think this might be a PR. I know it's a PR on the caffeine intake. Let me go up a little bit. I'm hella jittery. I'm sweating so bad. I thought 65 was gonna be a PR for like 5. Then we went up, and now we're at 80. I'm gonna shoot for 4. But again, we're gonna go for 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then whatever we get to. Okay, so again, pushing back. I press back into this bench, creating lots of tension here. My whole shoulder blades are pressed up against this. Okay. 1. Oh, it's definitely heavy. No, it's not. It's light. I got it. 2 more.
You got it.
That was 4 though. I said 4, got 4. That last one was tough. I'm annoyed that David helped me maybe like, okay, he said he did it. He just put his hand there. Sometimes it's literally just the mental prep of it all. That was great. I just PR'd. We're on Instagram Live right now, and this angle is quite flattering. The side view. Okay. Am I in Sports Illustrated or am I in the gym? Triceps, I like to start with skull crushers because there's a lot more stabilization that needs to happen. So I like to obviously start with the harder exercise first. You know what though? Today I'm enjoying my workout so much more because yesterday or the day before when I was having my mental health day, I really thought that the gym was gonna help, but I didn't really have a program, didn't know what I was doing in the gym, and it was way more stressful. So if you're having a mental health day, I really suggest you do things, plan it out, and schedule yourself out, because if you're somebody who gets anxiety or gets stressed out easily, not having a plan, not knowing what comes next can kind of add to that. So I definitely felt like the gym was just not the move, but today I'm enjoying it so much more. I was listening to Emily in Paris. I was watching Emily in Paris, first of all. I hate it because I love it so much. I binge watched it, and I'm not even that type. But I was watching it, and they had, one of the guys was saying that there's a saying in French, which I don't know if this is true because it is a show on Netflix, but they were saying that there's a French saying that is you take a step back in order to leap further or something like that. And I feel like that applied to my mental health day where I could have just bulldozed and just done the things I needed to do, which I've done in the past. But there's a point where you're now kind of defeating the purpose. You're almost counterproductive when you push yourself to do things that you're not mentally prepared for or you're not physically prepared for. So I feel like my mental health day was those 2 steps back, but today I feel so much better in the gym. Again, it might be the over-caffeination. We're gonna roll with it being my mental health day. That made me feel better. Hi guys, so I'm gonna do one more set. I don't think I'm gonna go up. I was gonna freaking killer tricep pump after one freaking set to where my triceps feel like they're gonna explode. So we're just gonna do one more set with this weight. See you in a little bit. You wanna know my issue with PF? You wanna know my issue with crunch? I'll be honest with you, is their lack of mirrors. Because PF is on this whole no judgment thing. And so I assume that they're trying to make a less intimidating space by not having that many mirrors, but it really messes you up because how are you supposed to know your form? How are you supposed to check on your form? It just makes no sense to me. It really makes me feel like they do not give a flying one about their actual customers. I won't lie to you. Because if you know anything about fitness, you would know that you actually need mirrors. Not me getting triggered. Bicep curls, I'm gonna go higher reps. I hit biceps pretty on the heavier side when I do back, because I go pretty heavy over back. And since it is a secondary muscle for back, I only really hit high reps with biceps, especially because I'm not really trying to grow them too much. I'm gonna grab some dumbbells. We're gonna do a drop set for shoulders. If you're gonna do one shoulder day exercise, it's this one. do a drop set for your medial delt, because that is what has helped me grow my shoulders so that you can see like the peak here. My medial delt is my baby. I'm gonna go get some dumbbells. If you ever need to grab more than one set of dumbbells, just cross them. Let me grab one more set. Ooh, see, I'm always torn because I'm like, I could go with 10 or I could go with 20. Should I go heavier? Oh, my shoulders are so dead today though. Do we go crazy? Instead of doing 2 sets, we do 1 set and we do 5. We do 4. We'll do 4 drops instead of 3. Okay, so I'm gonna start heaviest to lightest. We're gonna go 20, 15, 12, 10. As many as I can. Okay, here are the rules. I'm gonna do as many as I can. Proper freaking form. None of this, okay? I also said I was gonna stop cursing after that one because you deserve that one if you're doing that. As many as I can, but I'm gonna hit as many as I can full reps, followed by as many as I can half reps. When I do a half rep, I think about like inflating a balloon. You're pushing out this way. You're not pushing with your wrists, okay? So you're inflating this way, okay? So lateral raise to here, but half is to here, okay? So I'm gonna do full, as many as I can, immediately into half, down, break for as short amount of time as possible, next set. Here we go, baby, here we go, baby. Oh, it's heavy. No, it's not, it's light, 2. Light work. See how there's a natural progression to half reps? I just can't get up that high with proper form, and then it progresses. I'm feeling it, I'm stressed. God dang. Oh my God. Have one more. My shoulders have not felt like this in a freaking minute. The 10s should feel like 20s. And they do. Trying not to let my traps go up. If my traps start to come up, that's a sign I need to go to half reps. Oh my God. A few more. I got it in me. I got it in me. Every rep counts. Okay, I'm done. Oh, ow, ow. That's actually the most pain I've experienced from that, probably ever. That's crazy. But the pump is real. Listen, if you actually have been following me for like half a minute, not last time I was here, but I was here one time. And I fell in love with a man. You know this, the French man. There's something about French men. I don't know what it is, but there's a French man here. I was on this machine, it was right here. This is where it happened. This is where he came up to me and was like, can I work in? And I was like, oh, I only have one more set. Why did I not say I had six sets left? I don't know. But this is where it all went down. And I remember coming to this machine and he was at the cables and I was like, not to say that I planned it this way, but the opportunity arose where I could sit like this, poking my butt out. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, if you know the gym, you know your angles. You know what I'm saying? You can use that to your advantage. Oh, and then he came up to me and then literally there was a hurricane the next day and he flew back the next day. So we never even met. This just became a sad lift. This is for you, French man. I hope he watches this. We're actually friends on Instagram. But he's younger than me. But he looks like a prince. He looks like freaking Prince Eric, which is my favorite prince, mind you. Wow, I lost track. I got lost in his imaginary eyes. So your delt is one muscle, but you can target 3 areas. You can target the front, the middle, and the rear. With rear delt, I find that if you are somebody who's just getting into lifting and you want to lift heavy with shoulders, it's imperative that you work your rear delt because your rear delt's gonna help you stabilize a lot of lifts and it's gonna keep your shoulder in place so you don't freaking dislocate your shoulder. but I always like to warm up with Arnold's because it activates my rear delt a little bit more than regular shoulder press. And I like to finish with rear delt because I don't like to fatigue it too much because it can affect your other lifts. So I kind of sandwich my shoulder day with rear delt a little bit at the beginning and then max out rear delt at the end. I started with like a medium to heavy weight, but I did as many reps as I could. I don't know how many I did. A lot of time I go off of feeling. So it's like the last 2 reps, I always want to be a struggle for the most part. And by struggle, I mean like, you should know. Like you shouldn't be like where you can't freaking move it. But if you have to ask yourself, am I struggling? You're probably not struggling yet. So keep pushing a little bit more. I'm gonna do 1 more set, but I am gonna drop it because I'm just gonna do 2 sets since it's like high volume. And we're gonna see how many we get to. I also like doing this one single arm, but for today, we're just gonna do both at the same time. But the imbalances, if you do have imbalances, like I've been kind of dealing with, it's always better to start more unilateral work because then you can really focus on the individual form of each arm because you can't really focus on 2 things at once. So if both arms are working, it's gonna be really hard for you to concentrate on keeping them even because your brain is gonna be switching kind of back and forth between what's going on. So it's kind of easier to focus on one thing at a time. So I've been stretching after my workouts like for 10, 15 minutes and it is a game changer. There are so many little things in life that if you apply can increase the quality of your life without you making major sacrifices. Stretching is one of them. Stretching, meditating, writing out your schedule, writing your to-do list, all 3 things take less than 10 minutes and all 3 things will increase the quality of your life significantly, trust me. So I've been doing some lunges to begin. I used to dance. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to dance. I danced from like the age of like 6 to like 18, and then I taught from 18 to like 23, 24. And during that time, I really, really worked on my stretching a ton. Obviously, like I worked on my flexibility, but after that, I neglected it. The good thing about if you're working out properly and moving through your full range of motion, then you should be able to still have a lot of your flexibility. That's why it's important that you work through your full range of motion. For me, like stretching my hamstrings, like when you do RDLs, when you do like anything stretching your hamstring, if you're working through your full range of motion, you are stretching. You are definitely stretching. So I'm gonna put this down, get some more movement in. First I stretch my hamstring, keeping about a 90-degree angle. And then once I've done that, I switch again to the other side. I create a smaller angle, and now I'm stretching more in my calf and more in my ankle. So I'm going this way, really pressing in. And same on the other side. Okay, this is my favorite stretch. Literally just relaxing over. Put my hands on the floor, okay? And then I'm gonna roll up nice and slow. Once I'm down here, I'm gonna walk my hands out. Actually, I'm gonna scoot back first because you can't see me. Ow, I just hit my butt against the wall. I'm gonna walk out. So when I used to dance, we used to do straight back. So the goal was like sitting high on your sit-upon bone. So you really want to sit up straight. Starting with your back straight, then you lean forward. Because a lot of times we lean forward this way. So we really work on elongating from the hips. I'm gonna show you my dance times, okay? So reaching up first. Then you can relax over. But first you try to go down as low as you can while keeping a straight back. I swear, I started stretching again for like 5 minutes, and I'm back to being able to freaking reach past my feet, which is, I think this is the most flexible I've ever been, and I have not danced or stretched heavy in forever. So it just goes to show you that if you're lifting properly and you are lifting through your full range of motion, you should still be stretching your muscles. You should still be able to gain some flexibility from that strength. Last one, I'm gonna do butterfly. This one's to help me with my turnout because I have a little bit of uneven turnout. So this one we also were doing dance. So it's like a frog. Well, it's a frog. So it's like a butterfly, but you are laying down. So you're creating pressure down so that your turnout increases. But what you want to avoid is your hips coming off the floor. So your hips stay down, and then I always try to like keep my feet neutral so my toes don't point down. What I want to leave you with today is a reminder that there is no replacement for your mental health. If you can't take care of yourself mentally, you will not be able to take care of yourself physically. You will not be able to take care of yourself emotionally. Nothing will fall into place the way it should if you are not good first. And it is so true. You can't pour from an empty glass. So if you're somebody who's always giving, and you haven't stopped to give to yourself, and by give to yourself, it could be any way that you need. But for me, it's time by myself, with myself, to do things that align with who I am and what I want. Like I said, going to Lou Gardens, being out in nature, that to me connects me and really grounds me, which is a testament to, if you think that you're done, growing, if you think that you figured it out, it's time to go back to drawing board. Because every single time that I think to myself, like, oh, I got it, like I'm good, is when I start to all of a sudden have like this misalignment, because ego will take over. And what does ego do? Ego tells us that it's not us. So not only do I switch into like an egotistical side that tells me that like I'm not good enough and things need to be better and whatever ego is going to tell me that I don't have enough or that I need to do more. It's so easy to transition into that and not notice, because ego goes undetected, because ego loves you. Ego wants the best for you, but it's blind. It's a blind love. It's a blind love for you. So when you become very egotistical, you don't realize that you're egotistical, and you don't realize that ego is making you ungrateful. So it's really important that you take a step back and always realign yourself, find yourself grounded and humbled, because that's really what keeps ego at bay, is gratitude. Gratitude to me is like, you know how you probably grew up, like grandmas always had like a secret sauce for everything. Like it was like, you take freaking, what was it, like Vipaporu? Like Vicks Vapor Rub was like the end all be all for solutions for any illness. And that's what I feel like gratitude is. I feel like gratitude is the Vipaporu of mental health. It's like you put that on anything and it'll make it 20,000 times better. And if you don't have it, then you're going to be miserable, because if you're not grateful for what you have, then you are miserable not having enough. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you to put in that work to make sure that you're always grateful, always putting yourself first, because in putting yourself first and bettering yourself, you can better everything around you, but not the other way around. You are a reflection. Your external environment is a reflection of your internal environment. So it all starts with you. You got to be good first. Anyway, I could ramble on forever, but I'll save it for the podcast. I love you guys. I'm like, ow, my elbows are hurting now. I love you guys. See you guys on the next one. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro.